In this video I'm going to be doing something that I've never done before and be doing my first unboxing video. Welcome to this episode of the MicroPilot. I'd like to very quickly say that this video has been made possible by Pooleys because all of these products I'm going to show you have been sent to me by Pooleys to show to you and to show you in other videos coming up in the future. So make sure that when you're buying from the Pooleys website you use the MicroPilot discount code when you check out to get 5% off their stuff. So in this video I'm going to be opening this package that Pooleys very kindly sent me, and this video will kind of be a precursor to some videos that are going to be coming in the near future, where I'll be using these products and I'll be showing you not only how to use them but how well they work with the type of flying I do as well. Right, let me set up my trusty ironing board. So, let's get it open. Okay, so first item is a headset adapter. So this might not be very interesting to some of you, but with flying training starting again sometime soon, Heli Centre's bringing in a policy where you have to bring in your own headset. My Bose A20 headset goes into a 2-pin output connector to plug into normal GA style headset sockets in aeroplanes. I already have a GA to UK NATO style headset adapter, but the Cabri G2 requires a GA to US style NATO adapter, which is what this one is. Now the US NATO socket is just a little bit different from the UK NATO. You won't really tell much of a difference just by looking at the two, but this is what I'll need to start to be able to fly again, so I'm really happy to have this. There's 3 more items in here that are all pretty much related to a video that I'm definitely going to do, but it's only worth doing when I can fly. So what I've got is 2 kneeboards, and these kneeboards are specifically to go with my iPad Mini 4. So if I get my scissors. So clearly the iPad kneeboards are to allow you to use your iPads whilst you're flying. Okay, so the reason I went for an iPad Mini 4, not only can you get them relatively cheap second hand, but the iPad Mini series is probably the perfect sized iPad to fly with, because it's quite, obviously it's a mini iPad, it's not a huge one like some of the new ones are. And the advantage to that is you can use your iPad as a kneeboard. The first of the 2 kneeboards that Pooleys has sent me is, I think, one of their cheaper range of kneeboards, but I think the reason I'm going to quite like this one is because it's literally just big enough to hold the iPad Mini 4. So if I'm to slot it in here now, there you go, perfectly holds the iPad Mini 4. Put it upside down, won't fall out, and like I say, all it does is hold the iPad, but obviously you've got your standard back on it that just curves and fits on top of your leg, and then you just use the strap to strap it to your leg. Now like I say, it's not very bulky, and because the case itself is only just big enough to fit the iPad, it keeps the whole size of it down to a minimum, which I think I'm going to quite like whilst I'm flying. Right, so moving on to the second one. This is called the Pooleys CB3D control board. Now, as you can see on the front, it's got a big clipboard section, big surface with a clear plastic slot over the front of all of it. So just as I've shown you previously, you can put your own pieces of paper in here and you can use China graph or permanent marker to write over the top of it and then wipe it off later on. It's also conveniently got 2 pen slots on the front, but this is where it's different to the other kneeboard that I've just shown you, is you can open it up and you've got plastic wallets in here you can put all of your notes in. But in the back section there's a holder for the iPad. So if I just swap it over very briefly, you just fit it in there and it just slots in quite nicely. Now the reason I quite like the look of this kneeboard is because you can use it as a normal kneeboard. Now that might sound a bit silly, but paper can't go wrong on you. You know, electronic devices can go wrong on you. So whilst things like Sky Demon and electronic versions of plates and things like that, they all depend on your electronic device to work, in this case the iPad. Now there's 2 benefits to this kneeboard. So firstly, this covers your iPad. You can use your iPad more as a kind of backup type thing, like type of navigation device or something like that. But also, this cover protects it from the sun. Now in something like the Cabri G2 or a very open cockpit, the sun's going to be hitting your iPad the whole time. In this type of kneeboard, the sun's just going to be on it the whole time. But on something like this, it covers it, so it's less likely going to overheat. Now the other good thing is, like I say, paper can't go wrong on you. So you can bring all your aerodrome charts and plates and notes with you. And if you're using your iPad as a kneeboard, your iPad could completely give up on you, and all that information you need to navigate and to make approaches into aerodromes and things like that has completely gone. But like I say, you can bring all your notes with you, you can bring all your reference documents with you, but then you've also got your iPad in the back here to use as well. The only main downside I can see to this one is it being considerably wider than the other one. If I just hold them up side by side like that. So you've got that much on the side sticking out. Now that shouldn't be too much of a problem because I normally just rotate my kneeboard around my leg to point away from the cyclic. But I definitely like the idea of this kneeboard a lot more than the other one, but the other one seems a lot more thin and sleek, so this might be easier and more functional to use in the cockpit. Now there's multiple benefits to using an iPad whilst you're flying, and like I say, that's going to be in a video coming up very shortly. I'll give away one of the secrets as to why using an iPad is very useful now, because it relates to the next product and the last product that Pooleys have sent me, and that is a Bad Elf GPS receiver. Now the general advice out there is that if you want your iPad to know where it is whilst it's flying, it has to be cellular capable. So in other words, it has a SIM card in it and it can connect to telephone masts and receive location information that way. But when you're out of cell phone tower range, especially if you're flying over the country, or if you're in between hills and valleys and things like that, your iPad isn't going to know where it is because it's not connected to the cell phone towers. And the other way it works is with Wi-Fi, but obviously you can't really receive Wi-Fi up in the air. So the solution to that is to have a GPS receiver. Now there's 2 different types. I think there's one that you can plug in, which is like this one, and there's others that connect to your electric devices by Bluetooth. Now some of them work really well. There's loads of reviews of them online. There's different types and different brands, but the reason I've gone with this one is if it's plugged in, it's not going to lose connectivity with your device. So I've seen some problems with other devices where it loses its Bluetooth connectivity. Now the advantage to the Bluetooth ones is you can leave it up in the cockpit window where it can receive the best satellite signal. But like I say, it might lose Bluetooth connectivity, and it also depends on that device having charge in it as well. This doesn't need it. So if I open it up, this very simply is a really small box, and if I use this kneeboard with the iPad plugged into it, it very simply just plugs in to the bottom of your iPad. Like I say, it's quite a small box, so it won't really get in the way, but the advantage to that is you'll never lose Bluetooth connectivity. The other good function of this is in the box as well, it comes with a cable, so you can connect this cable into a USB outlet, whether that's a portable charger or a socket or something, and the other end of it plugs into the side of the GPS receiver, and that allows you to charge your iPad whilst it's receiving a GPS signal. So apps that have the maps installed on them, so things like Sky Demon, it means that your iPad is always going to know where it is and also how high it is, not just GPS location but also altitude as well. So it's always going to know where it is, and as long as the maps are downloaded onto your iPad, you don't need cellular connectivity or Wi-Fi to use something like Sky Demon. So that is all the products that Pooleys have very kindly sent me. Like I say, I'm going to be showing you all of these gadgets and devices in upcoming videos, and there's going to be 2 videos coming out in the near future, not only about how best to use an iPad whilst you're flying, but also demonstrations of actually using these products with the iPad in the future as well. Again, a massive shout out to Pooleys for sending all of these things for me to show to you guys and to be showing you guys in videos coming up in the future. I've got a 5% discount code off nearly all of their stuff apart from their Bose A20 headset range. So if you use the MicroPilot discount code, you can get 5% off. So I hope that video was informative in some way or another, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, just make sure you leave a like down below because it does help the channel, and if you're new, consider subscribing to the channel so you can see more videos like this and a lot more flying videos coming up in the very near future. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check out my Facebook and Instagram account so you can see what's happening with the channel in the future, and I'll see you in the next one.